Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. It is Monday the 13th of this month, and
it's called April.
Yeah.
Has shaving your head got rid of your brain as well?
I think so. It seems
right,
to.
I mean, seriously, right? No, I mean, a few weeks ago we were talking about, you know, having a vape team, as in the 18, and you were going to be BA.
Yeah.
And now you've shaved that off, so you can't be BA. Where's our BA?
Well, you know, I'm starting it all off again, Luke. You see that where I'm going bold with my male pattern boldness, where I've got the little lines all coming up, and I'll just get like a strap of Velcro or something, or.
But that would look stupid.
It's the bloody point. I do everything like that that looks stupid. It's called funny.
We were going to do a whole vape team skit, and you've once again ruined the whole thing.
David, hair grows, man.
Well, grow it quick. Well, actually, you can grow it quick.
Yeah, I just got to squeeze and, you know.
Squeeze it up.
Right. First things first, right? We're all dying to death of Ebola light. Thank you very much, Mr. Dawn. Or should I say Mr. Vegas. Also, we've had a bit of bad news before the show, and a lot of our content has just gone. So we're winging it tonight, guys, completely. We have got a little bit of stuff to talk to you all about. So on that note, shall we have the titles?
Titles, please.
Should I get the magic sponge? That's a keeper. Right, again. Oh man. Empty. And that's a wrap.
Right, well, I guess that's us starting now then, isn't it, Davey?
It sounds like it, yeah.
Isn't it?
Oh.
Right, so...
Right, there's something I want to mention first, actually. We've been off air for a few weeks now, haven't we?
Well, we've missed a show.
Us two, yeah.
So...
but believe it or not, Andy and I are actually friends in real life. Even though we disagree on a lot of stuff, we are still friends.
We are very good friends. We've known each other quite a while now, so...
Yeah, and Andy very kindly sent me... Now, this is old news, okay? But he very kindly sent me the Aspire Sub-Ohm for my Atlantis. And I have to say, this thing is incredible. I'm so impressed. So I have to say, publicly, in front of everyone, Andy, thank you very much.
You soppy git.
I'm being a soppy git, but I'm feeling quite ill.
No, it's not that I said to you, but I've got no use for it really because it can't do 100 watts. So
that doesn't bother me, to be fair. I mean, to me that works like a charm. So yeah,
that's good to like it, mate. I mean, I got it, I used it, I liked it. It was a good little device, just not quite on the button for me. And well, then you mentioned you wanted one. I was like, well, I got one of you guys. I got found a box for it the other day, actually, having a little clear out. But no, glad you like it, mate. You're welcome to it.
And it's one of those things as well, though. Again, isn't it, that we mentioned quite a lot, where you might like one thing, and I won't like it, whereas I will like something and you don't like it. So it's the choice thing again. We're bringing up the whole choice matter again.
Converted, preaching, my friend. Converted and preaching.
Yeah.
Right, without further ado then, once again, you're very welcome to that, Davey. I forgot to mention that I dropped it in the baby's poo before sending it, yeah? So, yeah.
Bloody good job of cleaning then, isn't it?
Right, boys and girls, who's getting close to May? You got me getting excited.
I'm really looking forward to Vape Jam.
Vape Jam, as I said, 8th and 9th of May. I shall be away from home from the 7th. Oh, 3 days.
Yeah, unfortunately, you're staying with me on the Thursday night, aren't you?
Yeah, but I'm bringing beer.
Oh, that's okay. That's fine.
So, and most likely PlayStation as well. So, yeah, the app at Young and
I've got a PlayStation, mate. I've got a PlayStation 4.
And I've got PlayStation 1, 2, 3, and 4, Vita and PSP. Oh,
Right,
and a
right. Just shut up. Vape Jam.
Shut up. Vape Jam, yes.
What are you looking forward to most about Vape Jam?
Meeting those of the team I haven't met as yet. Actually, I've met Mr. Kitson. Obviously, me and you go back a long time. That is the exhibitor list there. Up for some reason, 56 odd of them. Quite a lot of US ones. But yeah, a lot. I love US liquid, regardless of the compliancy issue that a lot of them have, which we bought a pre-show actually by the lovely Sav. A lot of US vendors attending, and a lot of them liquid manufacturers.
Yeah.
So it'd be very, very interesting to see if they're bringing it over in UK, well, European compliant containers. Chances are, I'm going to make a guess, a complete guess. This is not influenced by anybody or anything, just me having a guess. I reckon they won't be, because they love their little bottles like this, which I have cunningly pre-prepared. And this is a US juice.
Yes, I was just going to mention it. I don't have one to hand, but it is. It's a glass bottle, isn't it? And it's a dropper. And it's not childproof.
In fact, this one actually is... Please die quietly. This is probably one of the worst examples. Because that's actually shutting it, and there you go. It doesn't shut properly. I'm twisting that round constantly, and that's shutting it. And now it makes it even... Well, in a way it's kind of good because it makes it harder to open, but that little locking ring thing in the top of this one don't work properly.
Yeah.
And I've dropped one of these before. This is a particular favourite of mine I get quite regularly. And the tip of that shattered off in the juice. And this ain't cheap.
Well, it's not cheap, and that's also another problem, isn't it? I mean, at least with the plastic bottles, you haven't got that problem.
No.
And if you accidentally, and we've all done it, let's face it, we've accidentally left a bottle of juice lying around in the house, and you've gone, or one of the kids has come up and said, "Daddy, your juice is there," and you go, "Oh, God." Grabbed it quickly. Now, if that had fallen off the fireplace or wherever it had been left, and if it's a glass bottle and it's got a glass dropper in it and it's shattered, then you've got another whole, it's just a whole load of mess going on again.
It's bad. It is bad. I mean, like I said, that's not the one that I had. I included 2/3 of a bottle of juice. I threw it away, and that's like I said, it ain't cheap. I threw it away because I didn't want to risk my health, let alone anybody else's. Because I didn't want to breathe in little shardlets of glass. So, but anyway, something else that was interesting, I mentioned just before the show. The Chinese Vape Expo is either continuing to go on or has just finished.
Just finished, we think.
The Good Doctor was there, I believe, and a couple of our American cousins were over there. And it was one of the biggest in the world ever to date, I believe, as well, if my information remains correct. Now, a lot of stuff has been released there, which should make it over for Vape Jam. Now
that's the thing that I'm most excited about. I mean, I am looking forward to meeting some of the team that I haven't met before, don't get me wrong. But I'm looking forward to seeing some of this new stuff that's coming out. Because if it's anything like the DNA 40 that I've tried recently, if that kind of technology is being built on, then to me, that's going to be fantastic. Or if new starter kits coming out, different kind of things like that, to me, again, that's going to be fantastic. But also, I'm looking forward with Vape Jam, all the different activities that are going to be there. What have they got that's different to the people next? You know, what kind of different things are coming out?
That's a good question. Is it going to be different on every single vendor store, or is it going to be a sea of the same?
Yeah, exactly. I mean, you can go to any vendor and get a custard, can't you?
Well, yeah, I can think of 3 within walking distance of here.
Yeah. So, I mean, to me, that's the main thing I'm looking forward to. And because as VTTV, we're going there as a team, we get to see the business side of things first of all on the Friday morning. And then we'll get to see the public side of things
I've got to admit,
in the afternoon.
I am rather looking forward to that side of it in terms of what we're doing there in terms of work. God, is it only 24 days?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's coming around. I've still got to get transport over to you. But I want to see how the business interacts with each other. Obviously, I've been in the business, right, but only as a retailer. You know, a lower echelon retailer. Hopefully, in time, I'll have my own up and running again. But still, I'd just like to see the interaction. Like, is what the competition's like. If there's any interactivity, like, all right, mate, I remember you from the last one. Yeah, it's good to see you again. How much you made and all that sort of business. So I think I'm quite looking forward to seeing all that. But again, for me, these events always ring as, I mean, obviously I know this one's going to be very, very different. I'm keeping my opinions guarded on this, but I'm looking forward to the social interactivity of everything. Obviously, us lot getting together as a team, pretty much the entire team, with the exception of a few. Obviously, I'm looking forward to spending more time with yourself and your family. Hell, we're sharing an hotel room.
Oh God, don't remind me.
I fart in my sleep, by the way.
Yes, so do I.
That's all right. I'll bring plenty of allspice and stuff. Why are you wearing so much of that? Because I smell of farts. But yes, I'm looking forward to the business side of things. I'm looking forward to all this new stuff that's coming out, and whether or not I was looking forward to my reaction more than anything else to the new stuff, because I find a lot of new things that are coming out these days are just a rehash of the same, which they look great. And don't get me wrong, I've got my brand new Yep version 1. I've got 2 now actually, and that goes with a mod from the Totally Wicked called the Hell's Gates or something like that. And you can use 2 of them in tandem with it all at the same time. That to me was quite funky in idea, but do I want one? No.
Alright.
One dual coil atomizer is enough faff for anybody, no matter how good you're at it. I mean, I can get that coiled up and wicked and running inside 15 minutes, but then you've got another 15 minutes, and then on a battery charge, and everything. Blah, blah, blah. I think a little bit too much faff. I'm looking, I think, in terms of technology for the game changers like the Arduino 40s. With all this new technology, like proper new technology, because obviously temperature control completely revolutionised the way we look at vaping. You know, especially with chemicals released at high temperatures. I'm looking for stuff like that. That's what I would keep my BDI open for, I think.
Yeah, that's going to be interesting. Another thing I'm looking forward to is seeing the background of everything that goes on, because obviously with Vape Fest, when I've been there before, and when you've been there before, we've been as visitors.
Well, that's the first time we ever physically met, wasn't it, if you remember?
It was, yeah. But this time we're going as, we can see behind the scenes and see what goes on and how things are set up, and, you know, we're going to get a chance to film all that and talk to the vendors and talk to the organisers, and we can report back on what we see. I know that Dave Kitson and Marco are going to be filming stuff as well. Dave Dawn's going to be there. We're all going to be doing different things at different times and getting different perspectives. And then, you know, we're going to somehow get it all together so that everyone who watches our shows can get a perspective of what we see. And that's what I'm looking forward to as well.
Yeah, indeed. Sorry, I was just looking through some of the comments we've got there. some quite interesting stuff there, and one of them we will have a look at towards the end of the show there. Excuse me. So yeah, you can pretty much say we're looking forward to it. Now let's change tack a little bit and go over to, as you say, Vape Fest. Now that's been the staple of the vaping community for quite some time now, hasn't it?
It has, yeah.
Everybody looks forward to it. I mean, when I went to my first Vape Fest and when I first heard of Vape Fest, you are kidding a candy shop, mate. You know, it was like all my Christmases come all at once. I'd found this new revolutionary technology that could help me quit smoking, and my God, they've got a festival! Yes!
I was exactly the same, mate. We started at the same time, didn't we?
Yeah, pretty much. So, and this year it's 2 days. I mean, I got that excited, I brought a bloody caravan. I don't even have a car. I was getting to make me pick it up, drive us over and everything. It was mental. But I got a caravan because the last 2 Vape Fests I've been to, I've gone camping. Don't get me wrong, I love camping. I've loved it since I was a kid. I love the great outdoors, and I find a new hobby that gets me out of the house even more now. However, with vapors, we need electricity. This thing's got 5 bloody leisure batteries in it. I want to be able to charge. Now, obviously, with Vape Jam, we're staying in a hotel. We're not going to worry about that. And between the two of us, we'll have more than enough charge batteries for the day. But 2 days at Vape Fest, and there's a music stage as well, which is going to be really interesting from my DJ point of view, because I want to see what sort of music they've got there. And of course, Saturday, my dear friend, Mr. Decivator himself, did his first live gig in 18 months. I'm just wondering if we could sort of push him forward for the rock and metal quotient of the Saturday Night Shindiggery. But then, will it make a difference, actually, I'm thinking, because Saturday Night Shindiggery, either on-site or off-site, has always been pretty chaotic and mental and fun anyway, without any form of entertainment there. Or is it going to make it even better, or possibly even worse? We shall see. But again, it's something else to look forward to. 2 days, guys, 2 days. I mean, the one in China was like 3 days. Vape Jam is what, 2?
Yeah.
So
and there's also another one going on. There's another one going on in is it Harrogate?
Yeah, Harrogate, the one that's in June, isn't it, or July?
Yeah. So there's a lot of festivals coming up. It's something that Marco and I speak about when we met. But this is something that this is starting to become a very big thing. But I think that,
well, it's
and I
almost
think
part of the business. It's almost as much a part of the business now in the industry as actual manufacturing and reselling of electronic cigarette devices. You know, when we started this year, well, when we started back up with Vapor Trails back last September, me and you had a very nice little chat about upcoming events and the opportunities that we're going to get, being family men and very busy people anyway in the first place, where we're going to be able to get together, shoot the breeze, have a couple of beers, and then all of a sudden all this started just popping up left, right and centre. At first it was a rumour of Vape Jam, and we're like, ooh, I wonder if that'll come to fruition. Look, it has. We got the Vape Expo in Harrogate, which if we Blue Box Mr. Dawn there, you'll see their website. I'm certain we can drop the links into chat for you all. And of course the Vape Fest expanding so much. What next? This is the question. How much big is it going to become? Like you know, if you're into alternative music like myself, there's a massive festival circuit. You got Leeds, you got Reading, you got there's a Download and all that. Massive, 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 massive industry this is. I'm wondering if it's going to become a separate entity of industry, or if it's just going to bolster the industry again and really, really bring everything into the public conscious.
Well, it could well do that, but it's, you know, we hope that it's going to bring it into the public conscience, but you've also got the fact that with the TPD in Article 20, that almost this time next year, this kind of thing could be finished. So this could be the last year that these things happen. The first and last year.
I totally believe Dave Dawn in that respect, over our dead and cold bodies, mate.
Oh, yeah.
We'll find a way. We'll find a way. We're clever people. We'll find a way of
we will,
doing it.
definitely.
You know, just go right under their noses or right up in front of their faces, if I know Mr. Dawn as well as I like to think I do. Hang on. Here we go. We've got just before we wrap this segment up, Andy and Davey, what do you think will happen to vape mix as the market grows? Will they continue to expand and proliferate, or will they begin to shrink as the market becomes more mainstream? I, for one, will say my vape meat ain't never going to shrink. It's always going to be what it is, a touring vape meat. That one over there, Fury Fest.
I think they're going to shrink, and there's going to be more of them. I think they're going to be more widespread because at the moment you've got Harrogate and you've got London, and I think they're going to be more widespread. So you'll have some up north, more down south, more in the Midlands.
You're saying then, oh god, yeah, there's the Birmingham Expo as well. Oh, I forgot about that. I knew there was another one. There's the Birmingham one, which I will definitely be going to because it's like 40 miles that way.
But this is the thing. This is why I think if they carry on and this all becomes more mainstream, the meets themselves will become smaller because people think, well, do I go down to the London one, to the big arena, and take all my money and spend it there, or should I go to a smaller one there, and a smaller one there, and a smaller one there, and just,
I think
spend a little less in each place?
Giving it a bit more thought now, we'll have a broad spectrum happen, and it'll be one of three. You have the hardcore small meets, then you have the hardcore big ones, and then you have the ones in between, which is what I kind of hoped for the Fury Fest to be. Fairly well known. People turn up, have a good meet, slightly larger than a regular meet, bit more notoriety behind it, but not anything anywhere near something like Vape Jam. So I reckon you'll have the hardcore small meters, the hardcore large event meters, and then you'll have the intermediate in between who will take opportunity to go to something a little bit better than that, or a little bit smaller than that, because they don't quite fancy all that hustle and bustle. I think that's what will happen, actually.
That's a fair point.
I don't think it'll go either way, because we generally speaking as a community are just too community-minded. We want to meet each other, we want to hang out with each other, we all have our close friends within the vaping community.
Yeah, but we also want to get the word out there, don't we? We want to spread the word. Excuse me. Yeah, but we want to get more people involved who don't know about e-cigs properly. People who know about the Cigalikes, or people who know about the Ego batteries and CE4s, but they don't know about all the other stuff that's out there, and they don't know about the vape meets and things. Now, I know of one locally in Shrewsbury where there's about 15 guys and girls who get together every month, and they just vape, and they try different juices, and they play their Xbox, and that's it. That's all they do. They don't invite other people. It's just them. They're all mates. They get together, and that's what they do. So do you think we might see more of that?
Yeah, definitely. Definitely. I mean, well, what is a Facebook group, if anything, just more like a more ethereal version of that?
Yeah, but how could these smaller groups of vapors get the word out to the public about how they go about vaping?
By being bolshy tits like us and make a noise about it, rather simply. I think on that note, we should end that one there because, well, we could go on about it all bloody
I think we can actually return to this, but we do need to run the ads first of all. I think
we do need to run the ads. And then we've got some VT after this particular break. So if we can have the ads, and we'll see you in a minute.
Often imitated, never duplicated. Award-winning service and products from cloud9vaping.co.uk.
Vapors, Dripper just got 40% bigger. So if you love discovering new e-liquids, tell Dripper what flavours you like and we'll send you 70ml of juice and at least 5 flavours. With a money-back guarantee and free delivery anywhere in Europe, dripper.co.uk.
Joytech UK are proud sponsors of VapeTrails.tv.
And we're back in the room now.
I'm back in.
Back in the phone. Yeah, that's what you call it. Now,
Wanna go?
before we go on to the VT, right? Chief Keith has asked a question here. Now, we were talking earlier about there's going to be a lot of US companies at Vape Jam.
Mhm.
And we mentioned about the regulations and will they comply with
I would
these.
say, looking at that list, if I may interrupt, there's probably over half of the vendors there are French. There's a couple of European, Germany and France notably that I noticed, and one or two English as well, obviously, but UK based, we'll say.
Right, but the question is, if Andy and Davey could write their own regs for e-cigs, what would they be? Andy, you can go first.
Oh God! Put us on the spot, Keith. Thank you very much. Next time I see you, I shall give you a slap, son. Right. Cheeky bugger. Just sensible stuff, really. You know, is it CLP compliant or chip compliant? It's CLP the new one, isn't it? I keep going to say CLK, but that's a Mercedes.
Yeah, we're not talking about cars in the moment, mate.
Childproof
E6.
caps.
You're not Jeremy Clarkson, all right? You haven't been
I'm
let off
the
on the BBC and
boldest.
come on here.
I'm the boldest vapor in the world. Probably not actually, but hey. Back on a bowl. You know exactly what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Top cap, all the relevant warnings, over 18s. I would like to see the over 18 law come in. Now, regardless of anybody's opinion on that, I think that's important. Over 18 law rule done. You know, it is a product designed to be used for adults only. And mods, as long as you're sensible, again, just keep it sensible. I mean, obviously, I enjoy dripping. I enjoy playing with reels of this stuff, you know, Council wire and nichrome and all that sort of business. I like playing with cotton wool and wide drip dipped and all that sort of business. So I don't think I put any real sort of heavy regulation apart from a quality control regulation if it doesn't meet certain standards, which of course the fellow we're sending to Chicago, Richard Pruen,
Yeah.
that's exactly what he's doing. Battery safety, that again I think falls more to the user than it does the manufacturer, because obviously these manufacturers produce these lithium-ion batteries which are volatile in the first place because they deliver massive amounts of power for a reason. I mean, as I was mentioning before with an article we'll be looking at pre-show, a bunch of Boeing 777s were grounded because of dodgy lithium-ion batteries. It doesn't matter what application you have a lithium-ion battery in, it will have the potential, let's put that right there in parentheses, potential to go south if mistreated. So, and some of the other things that we've mentioned before in the past, like, especially with Richard, like some sort of course, like City and Guilds for manufacturers and vendors, type-specific regulation for like the creation of a dripping atomizer, the engineering of a mod and chipset. If you want to go down a mechanical route, then perhaps something like the traditional blacksmithing course I took some years ago. You know, how to do all these traditional methods, but with modern safety in place. Stuff like that, you know, common sense, really. David, you take
Common
it.
sense, yeah. I mean, I completely agree with you, again, with the bottles, you know, chip compliance and the warnings on there.
Has to be.
Completely agree with the 18 and over only. 100% with you there. The one thing I'd like to see is mandatory with devices that are sold. Is actually, there's two things. Devices that are sold, they have a manual that comes with them, with all
Yes.
safety information on there. That has to, and not in Chinglish. It's got to be proper manual that says this is how you use this device.
Well, just like I've got when I bought the new Sony camera. Several different languages, all correct grammar and syntax and all that business, pronunciation, spelling and everything like that. You know, Sony can do it. I'm fairly certain Zagelli can do it.
Yeah, I'd love to see that, and I'd also like to see that anyone who opens a store or is working in a store, they have a training course so they actually know what they're talking about.
So again, you agree with me on like the City and Guilds thing that was sort of put forward, the type of thing, a proper, you know, training type specific to what you're doing.
Yeah. I mean, it doesn't have to be a City and Guilds kind of thing, but just like if you're going to work in a call centre, you have a week's training before you actually get on the phone to learn how to do stuff. So before you actually start to work in the store, you need to know what you're talking about. And if you don't know, then ask someone who knows. Don't give out the wrong advice, and don't just stand there and say, oh, yeah, you can have that, go on.
Yeah, well, you should hear some of the comments I get since I departed company the other month. I'm not even going to go there, but off air, maybe. Right, your video. Now, you had a guest recently, didn't you?
I did, yes. It was quite good, because Marco went to a vape meet in Dudley. And that's only 20 minutes down the road from me. So I said, right, on your way back, pop in, we'll have a little chat, do a little video. It actually turned into a very long video, so we've had to cut it into 3 parts. So we will show all 3 parts over the following weeks. And here is part 1.
Before we do that, Graham Gords had a very, very interesting comment to say. Only restriction on mods is eliminate all 510 charging totally. Yes.
Let's jump in to say yes, totally yes. I've said that forever. Yes. Right.
Yes.
Carry on.
Thank you, Ali.
Thanks.
Shall we roll that VT?
Little and large.
Little and large, indeed. Yes. Hello, Marco.
Hello, Davey. I'm very well, thank you, mate. Good, well.
Good. So you were in Dudley last night.
I was.
Midlands vaping.
I was.
For a vape meet, and you've now popped in here because we're just 20 minutes up the road.
20 minutes through some god-awful side roads, back roads.
Yeah.
And through a ford.
You went through the ford?
I went through the ford.
Oh, no, you should have avoided that. Never.
Sat nav sent me that way, so I went that way. You know, he said check depth first. What are you supposed to do? Get out with a ruler.
Yeah.
Stop your car. I get out with a ruler. Oh yeah, 7 inches. Might be okay.
But did you have a good time last night? I mean,
it was
you
interesting.
met a lot of people there.
Yeah, there was a lot of cloud chasing. A lot of cloud chasing. and a cloud chasing competition. Not only a cloud chasing competition for tubes, but also one for box mods as well. So it didn't matter what device you used, you know, they had a chance there to win something. And it was very cloudy.
Yeah.
You could not see the front door. You couldn't see the person actually taking part in the cloud chasing competition at the start point where they had to blow the vapor out because it was just that baby.
God. Now, on tomorrow's show, you've got some VT that you're going to be showing on Vapor Scene. So, I mean, what kind of stuff happened? Who did you speak to?
I actually only spoke to Lee and Jay from Vapor Expo. And they're going to be on the show tomorrow night.
Fantastic.
Yeah. In fact, no. If this is going to be shown tomorrow on Monday on your next show, then this will be on the week after.
Right. Okay.
Yeah. So because tomorrow night, if that is going to be the 30th of March.
30th. Yeah.
30th. Yeah. So Tuesday the 30th of March. So this will be the 29th of March that you're showing this. I have Stefan Didak coming on, and we're going to talk about the still blown smoke and not blown smoke stuff from last week, where we kicked that campaign to touch for $0.
And that was absolutely brilliant, wasn't it? I mean, let's face it, we completely, all the vapors have gone in there and said, no, what are you talking about?
Indeed.
Stop being stupid.
Yes. So Stefan's coming on, and of course Mr. Dibley will be in attendance, who's currently, I think, is on the Isle of Wight at the moment with the family, and he's hoping to get some footage from some vape shops. And he's but I will have to wait and see. I have to wait and see what he comes up with for tomorrow night's show. But the bulk of it will no doubt be talking to Stefan, who can fill an hour and a half, 1 hour, very easily, because he's got a lot of stuff.
I bet he has.
Yeah, and there's more things happening as well. They've paid, the California Health Department have paid to have not blowing smoke, still blowing smoke, still blowing smoke, put to the top of Google, because now you'll see a little ad, a golden ad symbol. Yeah. So they've paid even more money to try and get this ad campaign.
I mean, they have spent an absolute fortune on this, haven't they? And I mean, it's something me and Andy discussed on our show. And you know, they've actually got kids in the adverts, where they've given them e-cigs, and they're blowing out vapor.
This type of thing.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously, they've probably used Zero Nick or whatever in whatever they've used, or it could be a bit of jiggery pokery in the edit. Who knows? But those kind of images have been used time and time again in anti-smoking adverts.
Yeah, but it's also the same with charity adverts. You know, different charities where they film a kid filling up a bucket of brown water,
and
then carrying it on the shoulders.
Yeah,
it's like, well, why are you filming that? Why don't you just give them? You've got a bottle of water in your backpack.
Yeah,
give them that.
Well, the whole charity thing, I've got to say, and this is going to be a slight rant here, but they ask you for their £2 or £3 a month, but how much they spend on their bloody ad campaigns?
Yeah, and sending this people out to.
Yeah, I don't. If I'm going to give you money, I don't want you to send me stuff in the post. And I don't want a fluffy toy. I don't want that money to be wasted. I want it to go to the actual cause it's going to.
Yeah.
Just slightly, a slight departure from what we're talking about, but that just really annoys me.
Yeah, I completely agree with you.
You know, I don't particularly want to have letters from somebody that I may have sent £2 a month to sponsor. I mean, I used to send money to the World Wildlife Fund, but they kept bombarding me, phoning me, asking me for more money. It's like, no.
Yeah, you give £5 a month, and then they say, "Oh, can you give us 15 instead?"
Yeah. So you know, at the end of the day, yes, they're trying to raise money for stuff, which is the charities, obviously, and I'm quite happy to give to charity. But what I don't appreciate is to be constantly barraged with more stuff. But there you go. That's just by the by. But the whole California Health Department thing, really. If I was living in California and my tax dollar was being wasted in this pathetic attempt at disparaging vaping and vapors, because it's a direct attack on vaping and vapors.
Yeah.
You know, it's nothing. Yes, they're saying it's big tobacco, but you know they don't mention big pharma.
No.
They don't mention pharma at all. So you know you kind of wonder where else money is coming from to fund these campaigns against big tobacco. Is it coming from pharmaceutical funds, pharmaceutical sources? And then, of course, you've got people like Mr. Glantz, who jumps all over this kind of stuff, rubs his hands together, thinking, oh, yes, here we go. But yet, within 24 hours of notblownsmoke.org appearing, it was #1 in Google, and Still Blowing Smoke was right down the bottom of the page. So all power to us, the community, internationally. We're not just talking about 1 or 2 people here, we're talking about many thousands of people who have been tweeting and sending stuff. Dave Dawn did a little bit of VT last week, which he Skyped down to me mid-show. So while Gary's video was playing out, I was receiving that, pulling it into the computer and setting it up for the end of the show. So, you know, that's the beauty of doing a live show. You can do stuff like that. And that's the beauty of us being such a close-knit team, is that, you know, we can just pull stuff together and send it down.
Yeah.
And do something on the fly.
And the other thing is as well, which a lot of people who watch our shows don't realise, is that us as a team, we are close. We do this kind of stuff all the time. We're constantly sharing files and videos, and getting stuff together and saying, right, I've done this video, or I found this piece of news. If you want to use it, then go ahead and use it. And, you know, someone might jump in and say, I want that.
Yeah.
And that's the beauty of it, isn't it? And we do it on the fly.
Yeah.
You know, we might have a schedule that we've worked out, and we say, right, okay, we're going to do 20 minutes on that. But when it comes down to it, it doesn't really follow that format, does it?
I mean, you know, let's face it. We put on an hour show. Sometimes we know a week before what we're going to do. So I knew last Tuesday, for instance, that this Tuesday I was having Stefan on, because we have to book ahead, especially when we're dealing with people in a different country with different time zones. So we have to book things like that ahead. Sometimes you'll know that you've got something to do. So I knew I was going to Midlands Vaping on Friday, so I thought, right, I'll have a bit of VT for that. Other times, and I was in Scotland on Thursday, so I drove home from Scotland on Thursday. I had Thursday night at home and a bit of Friday, not much on Friday, and then I drove down to Dudley. The Black Country is where my dog was from, you know. It was from where? It was from the Black Country. I'm trying to think of where it was. I forget where it was, but that's where I bought my dog from. Anyway, and then I'm here in Wolverhampton at Davy's house.
Outside Wolverhampton.
Outside.
South Staffordshire.
Okay.
We're being posh.
We're being posh, yeah. With a cat behind me who's extremely warm, I have to say. Yeah.
She is,
yeah. She's boiling. And then I'll be going via Derby to visit my mother, and then home. Yeah. But sometimes, because we've got day jobs and everything else, it comes to Tuesday, we've got zip, we've got nothing.
Yeah.
So it's a case of finding news stories, finding what we can, otherwise waffling a lot.
Yeah. I mean, you can plan as much as you want, but then, you know, like our show, me and Andy, when it comes to a Monday, more often than not, there's some new stories that have come out. But if there isn't anything, then it's completely off the cuff.
Yeah.
And you just say, we talk about stuff, and there it goes. There's your show. And you kind of, we do rely on chat, don't we? Because chat helps a lot. Everyone in chat, as Dave Dawn has said many times, best chat in the world. And I make some good comments that we can read out and we can discuss the various points that come across.
Yeah. Yeah, that's the beauty of having a chat room, you know, during a live show, is that they can pick up on something we've said, and, you know, we can then pick up on their comments. And it makes for a good time. It really does. But yeah, a lot does go into doing the shows that we do. And you know, Dave's taken a little bit of time off, Dave Kitson, because for him travelling between the UK and Switzerland and getting home on a Friday and all the other stuff to get a show out was getting a bit much. And sometimes it gets a bit much.
Well, that's another thing, isn't it? I mean, a lot of people who watch the shows, they don't realise exactly how much you have to put into it, because you're constantly researching things. You have to look into the background of the stories that you see in the different articles.
Yeah.
And you've really got to go into it. Then you've got to get it all set up. You've got to get the sound levels right, the lighting right. I mean, I'm looking at your kit here now, and I'm in awe. Right? Because when me and Andy do the show, I'm just using a webcam.
Yeah.
And I've got my 2 spotlights.
Yeah.
But this is nuts. The amount of different things you've got going on here is incredible.
Yeah. Yeah, there's a lot of stuff going on there.
Yeah, it's expensive. But we don't get paid for it. I mean, this is voluntary. We do this because of our love of vaping.
Yes.
And we do this primarily now. It's more new stuff, isn't it, that we're doing. We're not reviewing devices as much or juices as much. It's more about what's going on in the news side of things and the political side of things.
Yeah, we've never really been a review channel, really. Yeah. Obviously, we do look at bits of kit from time to time. Like last week, I looked at the 3D printed mod. You know, we'll look at things as they come out.
Yeah.
But if we bought everything, and we do have to buy 99% of what we look at, if we did buy every single item, we just couldn't afford it. But it's not only that. Because we're live, we've got the ability to pick up on something that's happened straight away. Like there was a story that you pulled out a few weeks ago, it was last year, about that shop in America that was facing closure.
Yeah.
So the next day, I had the owner of that shop on the show via Skype. That's the beauty of what we do. And I'm so looking forward to VapeFest. I mean, that's the show for me, really.
That's the main one, isn't it? I mean, that's where I first met you.
Yes.
Was it 2013?
Possibly. My second one, yeah.
Yeah, that was my first one. And it was an absolutely fantastic time. I must admit, I spent pretty much all of my time in the bar with people coming up to me saying, "Hi, Davey," and I'm like, "Hiya, who are you?" You know?
Do you know, last year, VapeFest last year, I was up and down, up and down, up and down, talking to people, meeting people coming up to me and saying hello, doing some interviews with some of the vendors, and occasionally going to the little office where Fiona was stationed, because she was waiting for people to turn up with the golden tickets. And I managed to get a film of one person turning up with a golden ticket. And they came, I didn't have the camera on, so I said, "Go out and we'll do it again." So they came in, and we staged it so I could get them on camera. But I realised when I'd walked home, how tired I was, because I've been on my feet literally most of the day. And I'd kind of gone back to this little office, as I was saying, because what I did was I took it's a cat. I took a fridge, this big fridge that you can plug in, and also plugged into my car, and it was just crammed full of alcohol and Capri Suns. Yeah, other juice pouches are available, of course,
but not quite like those.
Yeah, so I was going in there, sitting down, quick chat with Fee, and a drink, and then I'd go again.
Vape Jam is coming up next month.
Yes.
You're going to that. Dave Dawn's going to that.
Well, it's May. It's almost next month.
But Andy's going.
Dave Kitson.
Dave Kitson's going.
Gary Dibley.
And Gary Dibley. So we're going to have a good showing there. We're going to have VTTV stuff made up so that we can promote us. What are you expecting from the show? Because we're going for the first thing. So from 9 till 12 is business only, isn't it? Trade only. Yeah, the idea for Vape Jam, well, in fact, all of them have got a little piece of time for business to business. So on the Friday at Vape Jam, it's business to business. So that's for the vendors, overseas vendors, suppliers to talk to the UK vendors and, strike up deals and all that kind of thing. And then from 12 o'clock, it's the general public admission. And then all day on the Saturday. And then this kind of after party type thing as well on the Saturday. But you're going home for that. Yeah, because I've got to live with Dave Kitson. So
yeah. So it's a similar kind of setup at Vapor Expo, whereas there's some business to business going on. And they were also mentioning when I spoke to them, which you'll see next week, is they're looking at trying to do a kind of after party thing as well. They've still got some time to sort things out. I mean, so is Vape Jam. They've got 5 weeks to get things organised. I need to speak to the guys at the Harrogate event and find out if anything else is going on. And VapeFest is going to be VapeFest.
Yeah.
And again, it's 2 days. So the first morning on the Friday is business stuff, and then it's 2 days, the Saturday and the Sunday. But I believe that the vendors will be there on the Saturday, but not all the vendors will be there on the Sunday.
Right. So
I think it's up to them whether they do both days or not. So get there for the Saturday really if you can, and get a tent or stay over. There still are some hotel rooms available.
Well, I was going to say a lot of people last year had tents up, didn't they?
Yeah.
There was a lot of people camping out, and they had a good time, and everyone really enjoyed it.
Yeah, camping is not my thing. If I had a nice tent and I had a nice bed to sleep in and I had somewhere nice to wash and stuff, and then I'd camp. But I've seen the facilities.
So a caravan then.
Do you know, I did look at a camper van type thing, to hire a camper van for the weekend, but it was costing more than a hotel, so I thought, no, I'll blow that.
Yeah.
So I'm at the Premier Inn. I booked it as soon as I got the date. That's it. I booked it.
Wow.
That was part one.
Bloody hell. You really were
I
talking
know.
about some time, weren't you?
Yeah, we were. It was just going to be a quick chat and a cup of coffee, and we ended up going on for well over an hour. And then Marco edited it all down, so into 3 parts. So we've got 2 more parts of that to come, which we will show in future shows.
Yay!
But for now,
Filler.
I think we need to run the ads.
Indeed.
Healthy Vape, UK purveyor of e-cigarettes and e-liquids. Proud sponsors of vaping entertainment on Vapor Trails TV.
RY4 Radio.
And we're back. We really cannot repeat what has been said in our personal VTTV chat because.
Oh, do you know what? I think we should.
I think we shouldn't, mate. I really think we should not
had a
go
little
there.
shut up. We had a little tete-a-tete in the chat, right? Okay. And I meant to say I was going to kick you in the balls.
Right there, Andy, stop. All right, we've got Dave Dawn now making. All right.
It's not Dave Dawn, it's Johnny Vegas.
Oh, Johnny Vegas.
Perry, you rotten buggers!
I only wondered what we'd have for part 3.
Oh Jesus! Is there a part 3?
we collapsed the universe, ladies and gentlemen, because we couldn't find the Higgs boson particle.
The unfortunate thing is, right, the entire team has come down with. So at the moment, I'm starting to come down with it. Andy's just getting over it. Dave Dunn turned into Johnny Vegas, and Dad's
bloody Johnny
just refuses-
Vegas. I've just lost my face, and it's not funny.
Everybody say hello to Johnny.
But speak up because he's also gone deaf.
What? What
Alright,
happened?
Johnny!
Johnny, 5 minutes. 5 minutes. 5 minutes, you rotten sods.
Right, Andy, what's coming up, mate? What's coming up? No, I'll rephrase that.
You two buggers, get a room.
We've got a room in a month.
Cost me 76 bloody pound and all!
Davey's going to be paying for that in different ways, apparently.
Oh, don't. Right, we're not going to mention anything like that anymore.
Davey, I brought you breakfast.
Yeah, he told you it was porridge. Don't believe him.
And on that note, Andy, wrap it up before I die.
Wrap it up! Okay. Tomorrow night we've got Marco. Gary. Excuse me, Marco and Gary. It's on Vapor FT. Wednesday night we've got Matt in his cave.
Matt's gonna go to game.
Thursday we've got Johnny Vegas and Top Pocket Keith for the next hour.
I'm not looking forward to that. It's slightly. It's going to be painful, that.
It's gonna be hilarious.
Oh, I'm so tuning in for that one. Of course, no show Friday, Saturday or Sunday, but on a Saturday night you do indeed have myself and the rest of my boys and girls over at Saturday Night Shenanigans on MrTesavapor.co.uk. And of course, every night after VaporTrails.tv, we have our Wi-Fi radio, which of course you would have seen the very nice little advert there during the break. And tonight it's Reggie, and he shall be probably, as he likes to say, grabbing the stream by the balls. Excuse me.
That's a really bad time to.
It's all gone to pot, ladies and gentlemen. Tuesday
Welcome
night.
to the world of professional webcasting. This is how it happens. Oh, shite.
During and after. Tuesday night's random DJ until Rob Taylor sorts himself out. Wednesday is Nikki's Juicy Bits, but she's going away on holiday soon, so I think it's on the 23rd she goes away. So that'll be a randomly generated DJ for I think like 3 weeks. That's on a Thursday with the Television. I shall let you make your own announcement about that, Darren, in your own time. Friday is lock-in with Tim and Russ when they can. Saturday will be the Saturday set when Gaz gets his stuff sorted out. I think we've got Jason Weston in at the moment covering, and then of course myself on Sunday with the Smash Up for all your alternative favourites and some particularly ridiculous stuff as well. My name is Lola, is all I'm going to say.
What?
It's a song that me and Darren, it's mine and Darren's song.
Right. Okay.
It's called Thai Porno Theme by Carpet Face. It's all about, ladyboy football.
Let's just leave that there.
And
Lick
just
you long
remember, Davey, just remember this is the bloke that's going to lick you in the nuts.
And on that bombshell, someone run the credit title.
Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. Night night.
Thank you. Bye. Hi, Dad.
I'm doing the sound effects. Hi.